Hi, everybody. I'm coming to you live. I wanted to share sort of a cool space in my house. And I thought maybe the best thing would be to do this video. And you guys can check it out. Maybe it'll inspire you. This is where I work from home. It's in my bedroom. There's a lot of knickknacks on there, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of go through it. One of my girlfriends has been doing a cool thing every morning, and I will post the link so you guys could see. But she talked today about creating a workspace, how you can work from home, and ways to create that so that you feel inspired and that you feel excited to work. So I thought it would be sort of fun to walk you through what all of these little knickknacks are on my desk. I'm going to start first with what the desk actually is. And like I said, I have a lot of stuff on there. But on this actual desk, this is a Maitland Smith desk that I've had. It's a big desk, which I love. I look out the window to one of my favorite things about my property, which are my apple trees in the back and my right now kind of sad back patio, but at least I get to see, and pretty soon this will all be filled with white flowers, and it's just so pretty to look out the window. So I have my desk facing out that way, and the desk itself has a wood inlay top, and on that top is the globe, and it's hard to see, I know, and I'll kind of try to post a picture maybe later, but I love that because, first of all, I appreciate the craftsmanship of things. I'm a big believer in you don't have to have a lot of things, but invest in good pieces that you're going to have a lifetime. If you can do that as you're buying things, really do that. It's so important because what it does is it creates things. Instead of buying that sofa every 2 to 3 years when it gives in, get yourself a good sofa, get yourself a good desk. These are things that you're going to have for a long period of time. So anyways, and then I do love my chair. I did it specifically because I love this company. This is really pretty needlepoint, and I love that it has the nail head trim, and I love sitting here. And I think that's the biggest thing is you have to love sitting and working in a spot. So I'm going to walk you through some of all of this stuff. There's a lot of stuff on here, and I'm going to walk you through. First of all, you'll notice that there's a lot of books and things on here. One of the books, these pile of books, Janice gave to me from the store, and I love them. I have this really weird, I love entertaining, but I don't get to do like formal entertaining anymore. And she gave me this book. It talks all about, how to do formal entertaining in a country set. And I can't say that I read it, but I love looking at the pictures. And some days I just really need that inspiration to just sit down and just look at the pictures. Maybe I'm working on a design project, whatnot, and that really works well for me. My faith is really super important to me. This has been helping me. I have had this a long time, and I love, just trying to get into the word every once in a while. And I try to do it every morning when I'm meditating. And I just feel it just puts me in a good place in my head, especially now. Okay, what else? Now, Tracy's on here, and she said that my videos, I say a lot. So I'm going to be really, really careful that I try not to do that. Thank you all for joining. I see you guys are starting to join, and I really appreciate it. Okay. So the first thing I do is this is something, again, Janice gave this to me a while ago, but what I start with is I do a little cleansing of my space. So when I sit down in the mornings, this is a lavender sage stick, and I just light it up and I blow it out, and I just cleanse my space. And what it does is brings me into a relaxing scent. I love that scent of sage, and it's in a little Mackenzie cup, and in there is sand. So when I am done with it, I just flip it over, stick it in the sand. But It puts me in the right frame of mind as well. It clears the negativity. It allows love and peace to be really filling up your space. So they do that at yoga, and I just really loved it. So anyways, over here, this is my cup of tea. I've been trying to drink a lot more tea, especially these days, because normally I'm a coffee girl throughout the day. However, it's bringing me anxiousness. So I am trying really hard to switch over to tea during the day. Usually I'm a tea girl at night. Back over here, I have if you can see it peeking over there, Tracy gave me a while back a salt lamp, and I love it, and I keep it on most times when I'm in my bedroom. This over here is a picture of my kids and I. I love this picture of us. It is a picture from Turks and Caicos and a vacation that we took together. And this represents so much to me. It's the first vacation that I took them out of the country, just us. I was scared, I was stressed, and I did it. And it makes me feel so proud of myself. So I look at this, I think of the happy memories that the kids and I had, but also that I overcame something that I was really nervous about doing and did. I had traveled with the kids. You have to understand, 4 kids. I had 4 kids in 5 years. I traveled with the kids, but that was really a stressful thing to do when I was, when they were really little. So that is something I am proud of. So I have it sitting there. The other thing I have is this book here. I received that. You can see it says Wholesale Roundtable. I was invited a few years back to a Mackenzie Roundtable, and I felt so proud of myself when I went, because there were the top minds of people who were selling retail Mackenzie around the country came together. There was, maybe 12 of us, and we all got these books, and I felt so proud of myself, because for a woman that had been a stay-at-home mom for a really long time, again, it's a scary thing to start a business and say, you know what, I am going to represent this company in Mackenzie Childs and do this, and I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm going to give it my best shot. And it made me feel really proud. I always have a candle. These, if you shop at the store, this is one of my favorite ones. This is avocado honey, and it's obviously, for obvious reasons there, makes me think of the 4 honeybees. This butterfly I have on my desk. I brought that home from the store a little bit ago. I have a very good girlfriend. She represents the Aubrey Brown Club. Aubrey was her daughter that passed away when she was, I believe, 6 months old. My girlfriend Amy and I have been friends for over 20 years, and that was a really difficult time. But out of it, Amy created a organization called ABC, the Aubrey Brown Club, that donates to families in need when they lose a child. She, her husband and Marty played in the NHL together, so she was blessed. She was able to give that baby a funeral, Aubrey. But what she realized after that was that not everybody could do that. So I have this little butterfly on my desk to think of Aubrey and to think of Amy, who is still one of my dearest, closest friends. And I love lighting that candle and thinking of little Aubrey girl. This is a really kind of fun gift that I got from a friend of mine, Barb, that she got it for me when she was on vacation. And she said it made her think of me. And what you do is you can fill it with water, and then you stick little blooms in it. And right now, I think these are called, I'm not a gardener. I want to be. Look at all the books I have. But I believe these are called snowdrops. So maybe somebody can join in and tell me what those are. But there are a whole bunch of them outside. And I thought bringing a little freshness into my workspace right now would be a good thing. So I always fill that little, this little piece of pottery up with little fresh blooms. And it reminds me to think simply. Sometimes I think grandiose thoughts, but that reminds me to think simply. These are some of my other favorite books. I loved looking at these. Bunny Williams, friends have gotten me that. And I love looking at my flower school books and trying to teach myself, but mostly I look at the pictures for inspiration. Up here is my little Ralphie. And if you guys have followed along, you know that the kids and I lost our puppy really suddenly, little Ralph Lauren, not too long ago. I've had this crystal cross a long time, but we had him cremated, and those are his little ashes. And if you saw him, you know that he had this little bow tie on quite a bit. I'm going to try not to cry talking about it. And this is his little footprint as well. So my workstation right now has Ralphie kind of sitting right on top of those books. And again, my faith and my knowing that I will see him again. Okay, what else? Okay, so over here I have my daughter. I have a horse. If you guys don't know that about us, the kids and I, we ride horses. One of my favorite horses that I have owned, his name is Thunder Boomer. And he is an American saddlebred. I purchased him, gosh, I think about 6 years ago now. My daughter made this horseshoe for me not too long ago. Gosh, I don't know. Does it have a date on the back? Sometimes I put that on the back, but I guess I wasn't that organized that day. But I love it. Boomer is an amazing athlete horse. And when I bought him, it was a huge challenge. One of the biggest, strongest horses that I had ever ridden. And I knew buying him, it was going to be something I was going to have to really work hard on. Now, incredibly, my daughter Grace, we still own Boomer, and now Grace is showing him, and she's facing those same challenges, that it's going to be one of the most powerful horses that she's ever ridden. But the accomplished feeling when you do it and show and work so hard for something and then be able to achieve it, really, it's a great lesson to learn. So I have Boomer's horseshoe there to remind me that perseverance sometimes is really important. Just a little Mackenzie plate that I loved, and it makes me feel good to look at. Here is a card. One of the things I'm doing in my time off is moving warehouse spaces. And I had a house fire a while back, and it was too painful for me. Some of the kids' things that they had made me were in a box because it had char and things on. And this card was in one of those boxes. And when I opened up the box and I saw that it was uncharred from 2010 with my little Jacob on there saying Happy Mother's Day, it really brightened my day. So this helps me not only think of my sweet Jacob, but also helps me think, you know what? You did go through a house fire. It was a super challenging time, but you got through it and you're stronger for it. This is one of my favorite pictures of our family. It has on there from left to right, there's Ashley, myself, Emily, Jacob, Grace, Marty, and our dogs. And I love this picture. And if you could see, Grace is holding one of our chickens. And what I loved about this picture is I had really always wanted an old farmhouse. So when we moved in and we had this picture taken, it was just a really happy spot. And even though my life has changed so much from this picture, the kids have grown and life has changed, I still love and adore their sweet little faces. Look at this. Now she's 10 yesterday. How can you? It's so special. I do a weird thing. It's probably really dangerous, but if somebody ever broke into my house, I guess. But I keep my passport on my desk. Reason being is because one of the reasons that I work as hard as I do on things is that I want to be able to travel. And I want to be able to take my kids and go and do vacations. So I keep it there as a reminder to keep working hard for those luxuries in life that are not easy to afford when you have a family of 4. Over here is probably one of my favorite things, my Charles Fodry books. if you're a client of mine, you know that I absolutely love Charles Fawdry. He is like a little black dress. It's very classic. It's very French. But what he did was mix fabrics and mix textures. And I love, whenever I am stuck, I look at his books and feel really inspired. You can see they've been well loved. You can see here, right underneath Ralphie, I had this book on my floor and he chewed the corner. So it makes me think of him as well. I have my study Bible here as well because I love this one because you can look up certain things in the back and it will tell you, like say you're feeling anxious during this time and you can look up anxiousness and it will tell you some different things to read. When I'm sitting down to read my Bible, I love reading Psalms, probably most, but there's all kinds of great information in there. And as I said, I try to start my day with that. In here is all my stationery. I do a lot of thank you cards and things. I've tried to get better about doing that because I think it's sort of a lost art form, but I try to thank the people that support my businesses and things like that, or friends that drop off gifts or do certain things for me. I try to really encourage them in the ways that I can. I have my journal sitting here. I try to journal. I'm not a great journaler, I have to be honest. It's something I've been really trying to be more disciplined in doing. And also I've been doing, Tracy had given me this book for my birthday a while back, and it was in a really tough time of my life. And I struggled with my 52 lists of happiness. I didn't want to do it. I was angry, I guess, and just really having a trouble time with it. So I started recently picking this back up and doing my daily 52 lists. So I can share some of those with you at some time too. And then I have a nice pen, which I know sounds weird, but this is my pen on my desk that I say to the kids, you can't touch my green pen, because they'll borrow it for homework and I won't see it, but they know that that's my pen. Up here, I have some artwork going on that I love. I love my little bunnies and things. And way up in the corner of my, can you see that? Is my brother-in-law had given that to me when I got married. And it's a crystal little horse. And in the morning, when it reflects the sun, my room fills with rainbow. So I love that. Then I always usually have a bottle of water on my desk, along, like I said, with my tea. And right now I have 2 computers going because I'm trying to work on a bunch of stuff for you guys. So that is a little tour of my desk. And what I hope it does is I hope it inspires you to create an area in your home. I know a lot of us are working from home and doing things that were not typical. I typically do work from home a lot. I like to sit here and think about the things I'm bringing to the store and whatnot and have some quiet time. This is where I do it. So I hope you enjoyed my little tour.